So according to reports, Forest have agreed personal terms with a right back. Welcome to your Forest news. Good morning, good evening, or good night. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome to your latest Forest news. Coming up, we're going to talk about the latest exciting transfer news as Forest are going to sign a backup right back. But there is good news on Jair Cunha. I'll tell you the latest developments of him, and we'll also talk about Pepe. No, not the granddad Pepe, but one who's not too far off his age. So if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new. And if you want to grab me a nice tea or a nice coffee, you can scan that QR code because boy, is it still hot. Okay, let's jump into this news and let's kick this off with Maffeo. Okay, do we... I can't even... I'm trying to hype it up. I can't lie to you guys, man. This is a backup right back. I'm not even convinced we need a backup right back. We've already got Aina. We've already got Nico Williams who can play there. Eric Da Silva who can play there. I could probably play there as well. And now we need a fourth one. Actually, a third one. I've included myself there. No, it would be a fourth one. Anyway, I don't think this is a needle-moving kind of signing. I think, if anything, Forest are seeing this as a market opportunity, if indeed it is true. I think there's a little bit of PTSD, if you like, from the FA Cup semi-final where Aina was injured, Eric Da Silva was injured, Nico Williams was suspended, so we had to play Zach Abbott out there on the right. I thought he did all right, actually. This is maybe one of those ones where they've reflected back on the season and they're thinking about filling this position. It's nothing that's going to excite me. The next story is more exciting, I promise. So let me go through the article with you guys and we'll break it all down with this player. So, Mallorca star agrees terms with Nottingham Forest. So the Mallorca right back, who is 27 years old, racked up 28 La Liga starts, chipping in with a pair of assists along the way. Wow. Maffeo's impressive form across these outings evidently did not go unnoticed by the Premier League. This comes amid confirmation on the part of aforementioned El Chiringuito TV, I don't know how to say that the right back is subject to an approach from Forest. Maffeo is understood to have already found an agreement on the terms of a long deal to take his talents to the City ground. Not only that, but Forest have tabled a $6 million offer for his signature. It now remains to be seen if as much proves sufficient to coax Mallorca into a sale. Okay, so the story is that Forest have agreed terms with Maffeo. They've spoken to him, his agent, and all personal terms are agreed, and he's happy to come and join Forest. Where Forest haven't finalized things is with Mallorca on the fee. What that report is saying is that a €6 million bid has been put in, or kind of a feeler has been put out to Mallorca. That's about £4.5 million. It's not a big transfer. I don't know if we're going to see much of him next year. I'm not really excited by him. I can't, honestly, I can't even remember seeing him play. Like, how many times have I watched Mallorca this season? My God, I can't even think of a game. So unless they were playing a decent opposition, I wouldn't have really watched them, didn't notice him. So yeah, that is what it is. Get your thoughts in if you want. I'm trying to hype it up. Yay. Right back, fourth choice coming in. Let's move on. Let's move on to Jair Cunha. So Jair Cunha now, after Botafogo have gone out of the Club World Cup, the whole he wants to stay at Botafogo, he loves it there in Brazil, he wants to see out the season, that's all now subject to change. Apparently Jair Cunha is gonna have some sit down talks with the hierarchy at Botafogo, and the expectation now is, and here is some good news for you, that Forest will get this deal done with Jair Cunha, according to loads of reports I've seen coming out of Brazil from the same sources that we've spoken to, from the sources that were talking about the whole deal with Igor Jesus getting done, etc. So this one is looking more promising than it did a week ago. The expectations is once he's had the sit down, had the chat with everyone, that Forest and Botafogo will agree a deal and he will be on his way. So as things stand though, nothing has been agreed in principle. The only one that's done and dusted is Igor Jesus. And speaking on him, now that Botafogo are out, expect to see a lot more movement on this transfer, quote unquote, because he's still got to come across and have his medical, already signed the contract. Feels like 3 or 4 weeks ago now. So that one's not one to worry about. He's come out of the Club World Cup with no injuries. And I gotta say, I felt sorry for him against Palmeiras because he didn't really get a kick in that game. That was one of the most boring games I've watched, man. Anyway, so those are the Botafogo boys. In terms of Cubano, I've not seen any changes on that stance. All I know is that Forest is still interested, but that one's a lot further away. Then obviously it goes Igor Jesus, Jair Cunha, and then Cubano. So Forest still do want to strengthen on that left-hand side. Now, there is another story coming out. It's a bit of a rumor. I'll try and hype it up for you. It's Pepe from Porto. No, not the defender Pepe, the right winger Pepe. He's all right. I don't mind him, but I don't get it. There's transfer fees being rumored at like 30 million euros, something like that, 25, around that price tag. He's quite old in my opinion for a winger, 28. Some will argue he's in his prime, but I like a young, fresh winger who's got energy to burn. That's what you want to see, especially in a counter-attacking team. Look, he is a very skillful player. He's got a real quick turn on him, low center of gravity. That thing does pop up with the odd goal. But again, the question is, are we really spending 25 to 30 million on a right winger who's quote unquote in his prime to come in and basically be back up to Elanga? I don't get this one. That's why I'm not yet convinced by it, or maybe I just don't want to be convinced by it. It's one or the other, because unless I can't see it happening, but let me go devil's advocate with you guys. If Elanga is going to eventually go to Newcastle, they've just been rejected by Pedro, so maybe they're coming back in for Elanga. If he's going, is this now the Elanga replacement? If that's the case, then no chance for me. If he's a backup for Elanga, I'm still okay with it, but I still think it's expensive. I would have liked someone slightly younger than him to kind of come into the fold of it. But we'll see on this one. It's still in the Rumoursville section is where I would quote this one, so I can't say too much more on it. But yeah, look, overall, the best news that I can give you today is that Jair Cunha is looking more and more likely, and Forest is signing a 3rd or 4th choice right back. That's the transfer news. If you're bored with the transfer news, let me know in the comments down below, because I seriously am. And if you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed as well if you are new to Forest Fan TV. And we'll see you on the next video. And if you're in the UK with the heat, good luck. Come on, you Reds.